Alright, this is part 2 of day 9. And boy, did a lot of stuff happen after that. After part 1. So, we're still, kind of stranded. The bus was indeed overheating. Because of the fact that we all had heavy bags and there were 24 of us plus the driver. So, the bus was getting overheated because it was taking more heat to get it to go. And plus he was going almost 70 miles an hour, and I don't think buses are supposed to go that fast. But anyway, so it was indeed overheating. So he grabbed some coolant to top it off to see if that would cool it down. So he had like a cloth to try to get the little cap off. So, he's like, ow, it's hot. But then, as he gets the cap off, it flies off, and a whole bunch of boiling hot coolant just splashes out in this huge arc, hits him in the face, hits him on the shoulder, and he pretty much dives onto the concrete to avoid getting hit anymore with the boiling hot coolant, scrapes his hands all up. And so as soon, only 3 of us actually saw it happen. So I was like, oh no. The first thought that ran through my mind, I was like, great, we're stranded and now our bus driver is hurt. What do we do now? Thankfully he just spewed out a bunch of curse words and he just needed to rinse himself off with some cool water. Literally the first thing I did as soon as I saw that his hands were scraped up and that his face was red, the whole side of his face right here, plus his bald head was bright red. So I ran in, grabbed my backpack because it had Band-Aids in it too, and because I had my water too. So I ran out. I just asked him, you want me to rinse you off, dude? This is ice cold. And he was like, yes, please. So rinsed off his hands, which, knowing first aid, that's not the first thing you're supposed to go for with water. Well, not so much first aid, knowing advanced physiology and knowing how your cells will burst from absorbing too much water, because if you rinse your wound with water, just regular water, your cells will absorb the extra water because they're hypertonic compared to the water. So they absorb the water, it's osmosis. It'll make the cells start to burst and it'll sting more, but it'll at least clean the wound. And because he fell on pavement, I would prefer the wound to be clean than for just a few cells to burst. It's better to have a few cells burst than for him to get an infection from the street. So I rinsed off his hands, and then basically I just poured a whole bunch of water on his head and his shoulder, because the coolant not only got on his face but also his shoulder, and his shirt was sopping wet. Robin actually offered to give him one of his t-shirts to change into, but he was like, no, it's okay. And we were like, okay. But then Emma, pretty much a whole bunch of nursing, Hannah, Emma, they came out with a whole bunch of bandages and stuff, and he was like, no, it's fine. But then, Robin and Mark pulled out for a little first aid kit that they had in their suitcase, and he was like, here's an ice pack, and ice pack will help with your head. And he was like, yeah, I'll take that. So they took a towel that Emma had, and they wrapped the ice pack around, and he was pretty much holding the ice pack on his head for the rest of the trip. He was driving with one hand, holding the ice pack up on his head with his right hand, and he was still opening and shutting the trunk doors and stuff, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna get your hands are gonna get infected, don't do that. But he was definitely a trooper. He got us here to Portsmouth, but we were like, dude, get something for your burns and get something for your hands when you're done. So he actually came into the hotel and was like, hey, do you have burn cream? And they found him some burn cream, so he put that probably on his shoulder and on his head. And I don't know what he did about his hands, because he left. I don't know. I'm praying he's okay. I am praying he's okay. So, once we got all our stuff put down, we went to, basically it's like a huge strip mall to have lunch. We went to this place called The Liquorist, and oh my god, their mac and cheese is amazing. I loved their mac and cheese. And it was £6 for that, a piece of focaccia bread, and a drink. So I'm like, that's a good deal for that much mac and cheese. And Taven got a pizza and a salad, and I'm like, the pizza was big. It was about like this big, and like from here to here, it was that wide. It was big, decent sized pizza for £6 and a salad and a drink. I'm like, wow. Pretty much everyone got like the £6 lunch deal. But then we went shopping a little bit. There's a lint store at the mall there, so I got my mom some new chocolates, some like coffee flavored chocolates, or they're truffles, the lint truffles, but I got like 2 coffee ones, 2 dark chocolate coffee ones, 2 cappuccino ones with milk chocolate, 2 dark chocolate and dark chocolate ones, a milk chocolate one, and then a caramel filled milk chocolate one. And then got myself something. Let's see, will it focus on the ring? Briefly, come on. Oh. If you briefly saw it in the point that it was focused, I got a new ring today. It's actually real rose gold with real gemstones, but I only paid £39 for it. Because, like, pretty much all of their jewelry and stuff was on sale. Like, most of it was at least half price, if not more, off, so I got a really good deal on that ring. I love rose gold, and it's real rose gold, so that's good. Then we walked around a little bit more. Then we walked back to the hotel, and Robin, Taven, Jordan, and I went to a place called Seven Bone for dinner, and it's pretty much a burger joint, like hot dogs, burgers, fries, stuff like that. So we went there. Robin paid. I was surprised, but, well, I was surprised and not surprised. I was like, he might make us pay for our own, and then I was like, but he's Robin, so he's probably gonna pay for us, and so he ended up paying, which I was happy about. I told him thanks. Then, on the way back from the first round of shopping, Robin said something snarky to Taven, and then all of a sudden we hear, "Oh, dadgummit, bird!" And we were like, "What?" And he just holds up his hand, and it's like, "Ooh, he got crapped on by a bird." And it was all over his hand and on the part of his sleeve of his jacket. And then we noticed it was on his jacket back here. And I noticed a little bit in his hair. But he was more worried about his jacket than he was his hair. But that's understandable. Jacket's not cheap. You can easily wash your hair. But after that, we actually went to the gelato place, Sprinkles, and they have really good gelato. I was skeptical about gelato because we went to it in, it was either Dublin or Belfast. I don't remember which one it was, but I didn't really like it that much. It was like way too rich for me. But this one was good. This one was mild in taste, and it didn't overwhelm my taste buds. And then eventually pretty much every one of our group showed up except for Margaret and Sophie, and then Nick and I'm forgetting the other. Seth. Yeah, Nick and Seth left, and then they came back, and then they left again. But pretty much everyone else was there, even Robin and Mark. Mark left before Robin got there, but pretty much everyone was there. And then we all walked back to the hotel, except Robin stopped at a bar to watch football. So, but yeah, pretty much the end of the day for us now. We're just sitting in the room, figuring out what light switch goes to which, and praying the fan doesn't fall off the table again and break.
I decided to write my blog tomorrow and put it into 2 days since today was so short.
Well, I mean, it was short, but a lot of stuff happened.
True. I don't think I'm going to write about the bus.
I
didn't see anything that happened, so I would just be telling it from someone else's perspective.
You'd be like, I heard from this person. I heard from my roommate that this happened.
And then I saw
Yeah.
his shirt and that was it.
Yeah. Well, did you hear him scream out in pain, though?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, it was definitely an interesting day. But, yeah, that's all I got for now. This vlog's a little long because I love telling stories if something interesting happens. But, yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.